Governor Cooper today signing Medicaid expansion into law. This proposal will offer nearly 600,000 more people in North Carolina access to health insurance.
You know, all of us talk frequently about how we can best support working families living on the edge. This law, once implemented, will be the working families bill of the decade.
You know, when I think back to Governor Cooper's term, that's going to be a day that really stands out in my mind as all this work, all these people, all this effort.
I'm deeply grateful for all of the advocates here and across the state who have spent years fighting for this day. I'm going to introduce one of them to you, who is the owner and operator of Little Believers Academy Incorporated Child Care Center, Cassandra.
My name is Cassandra Brooks, and I am the owner-operator of Little Believers Academy. I had a teacher at this location, Miss Brenda Purnell, and she knew that she had high blood pressure, but she was unable to afford health care and afford medication. It was like over one Easter break. This is like so real that I'm talking about it now. So she didn't come back. She called me, she's like, Miss Cassandra, I'm in the hospital. They're saying some stuff with my heart. And so, went to visit her, all of those things. And unfortunately, she passed away from a preventable condition. It was it was an unfortunate situation that I felt definitely could have been prevented. And I didn't want anybody else to go through that. And I didn't want any other child care teachers that I knew or any of them to have to go through that.
January 1 at midnight when we took office, first thing he said is, we got to get a team together. We've got to start working on this now.
New at noon, Governor Roy Cooper just announced new appointments to his cabinet.
I'm proud to announce that I am naming Dr. Mandy Cohen as Secretary of Health and Human Services.
In my interview for the job of Secretary of Health and Human Services here in North Carolina, I talked with then Governor-elect Roy Cooper about Medicaid expansion.
Yeah, when Governor Cooper came in, and from the start, he knew this was the right thing to do from both the health and the economic standpoint.
We knew that at least 600,000 people would benefit.
It was one of the first topics that he brought up because it had been his passion to get this done for the people of North Carolina.
This was the most important thing.
Governor Roy Cooper is ramping up his push for Medicaid expansion.
He's calling for Medicaid expansion.
North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper is putting pressure on state lawmakers to expand Medicaid.
Governor Roy Cooper renewing his call for Medicaid expansion today.
Real action remains painfully overdue, and I'll keep fighting for it.
First, if you just say your name.
Terry Stephen Johnson.
And will you tell us what you do?
I'm Sheriff of Alamance County, North Carolina.
You know, the governor, one of his great strengths is that he convenes a really big table. And you had to convene about the biggest table you could imagine to put together a winning coalition for Medicaid expansion. These are sheriffs who, on every other political issue, the governor would disagree with them. But on this one issue, they found real common ground to stand together and push this General Assembly to go further than they wanted to go.
I got to digging into the Medicaid expansion and was sold on it. I know Governor Cooper wanted the expansion, and I felt like that it would help a whole lot of people. I think government's priority is to protect the people and ensure their health.
One of the things you have to do once you've started to build these coalitions, these broad-based bipartisan coalitions, is you've got to put them in action. So we planned a series of convenings in Republican districts all across North Carolina.
Visiting child care centers and going to hospitals and going to local chambers of commerce.
Going to the places, particularly in the rural parts of the state, to help them understand how Medicaid could impact them.
We decided to set up roundtables in those particular areas. We would have the sheriff on the roundtable. We have maybe the county commissioner chair and different people in their community to say how important that would be. And that made legislators listen.
After almost a decade of debate, healthcare advocates say we are on the verge of a major compromise between Republicans and Democrats to expand Medicaid in North Carolina.
Governor Cooper never lost his focus on expanding Medicaid, even when others fell away or felt hopeless about it.
He never gave up. And I think that's what's important. He kept running the race.
He so desperately wanted to get this done for the people of North Carolina, and there was no detail too small.
You know, people from the outside, even sometimes staff members, doubted that this could be done. But his determination led me to believe it was going to happen. I didn't know what day it was going to happen, but I knew it was going to happen just based on his determination to get things done.